There is a case called al-intidhar, waiting for him. What are we meant to do while waiting for him? All the different categories of al-intidhar, the different categories of waiting for Imam Muhammad Mahdi ajalallahu ta'ala faraja. The first one is called al-intidhar aqaidi. Intidhar aqaidi. You understand? For instance, Prophet Muhammad tells us that afdalul a'mal intidhalul hujjah. The best action is waiting for Imam Muhammad Mahdi. Therefore, this is a belief. Waiting is a belief. As we see that believing in Allah, obeying Rasul wa ulul amri minkum in Quranic chapter 4, verse number 59, was made mandatory upon all believers. Therefore, when Prophet tells us that afdalul a'mal intidhalul hujjah, this one becomes a belief. You understand that the best action is waiting for Imam Muhammad Mahdi ajalallahu ta'ala faraja is a belief among us. Remember, before Prophet passed on, he told us his successors that are in the Tariqu fikum al-Thaqalayn, Kitab Allah wa AJTF. His successors at the 12 Ahl Bayt alayhi wasallam, from Imam Ali up to Imam Muhammad Mahdi, the Imam of our time. Therefore, is Imam Muhammad Mahdi. As we wait for him, we have also to acknowledge that before Prophet passed on, he left his will, the 12 immediate successors. And as we see here, someone therefore, as he's waiting for the Imam of his time, he has to know also the tradition of Prophet Muhammad, that man mata walam ya'rif Imam zaman he mata mitat jahiliyyah. Whoever dies without knowing the Imam of his time dies the death of those people before Islam. Therefore, when someone dies without acknowledging his Imam, his death will be that of the people before Islam. Therefore, from here we learn that as we wait for the Imam, someone has to believe in the will of Prophet Muhammad, which was Holy Quran and Ahl Bayt. Remember, Holy Quran cannot be manipulated, and also Ahl Bayt alayhi wasallam were purified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran chapter 33, verse number 33. Therefore, the people to love, to obey Imam Muhammad Mahdi ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif is among them. The second category of waiting or of intidhar is what we call intidhar suluki. Intidhar suluki. The reappearance, when we are waiting for the reappearance of Imam Muhammad Mahdi, we have to mend our behavior between Allah with Allah, whereby whatever Allah commanded us to do, like prayers, fasting, we have to be maintaining them, establishing them. And whatever Allah refrained us from doing, we have to distance ourselves from doing them. Another, under here, intidhar suluki, the relationship between man and his Allah has to be mended in order to be waiting for the Imam. Another one, ma'an nafsi. This one is the behavior of a person himself. You understand? The person himself, whereby this person or this abdul, this servant of Allah, has to make sure that he does everything in order to get prepared for his Imam, whereby among them is tazkiyah, he has to purify himself. Remember, one of the duties to why Prophet was sent to us was him, as we saw in Surah Jumu'ah, verse number 2. He came to purify us. Therefore, we have also to purify ourselves. We have two types of purification. The spiritual, like getting ablution, ghusls and the rest, and this one, which is not spiritual, like trying ourselves in order not to sin, not to sin, like that. Then the third category of intidhar is what we call intidhar wadhifi. Someone has to know every worker in every department where he's serving has to do his obligation. A student in Hausa has to study well and hard to know the ma'arifah, the understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his Ahl Bayt. And someone like a student in Hausa has to study well, so that after studying, he can easily go back and teach people about Mahadism and the belief in Imam Muhammad Mahdi and the rest. A doctor has to treat well. A teacher has to teach. All these workers have to establish their work well, such that they don't end up corrupting and the rest. In the due process, there will be maintaining, or they will be preparing themselves for Imam Muhammad Mahdi. In brief, we said we have 3 categories of intidhar. Number 1, intidhar aqaidi. Intidhar aqaidi. Intidhar aqaidi. This belief is believing in Allah, that is our master. Then believing in Prophet Muhammad wa ulul amri minkum. In Surah An-Nisa, verse number 59. Therefore, here we have also to know that before Prophet passed on, he left his successors, who were the Al-Bayt, from Imam Ali up to Imam Muhammad Mahdi. Therefore, as we wait for the Imam Muhammad Mahdi to come, we have to believe in the will of Prophet Muhammad, which we saw in Sahih Muslim volume 2, page number 238. Another kind of intidhar, another way of waiting for the Imam of our time, is what we call intidhar suluki, the behavior, amending our behaviors with Allah, whereby establishing the compulsory acts and refraining from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited. Even man himself has to make sure that he purifies himself, because one of the responsibilities to why Prophet was sent was him, as we saw in Surah Jumu'ah, verse number 2, to purify us. Therefore, man has to purify himself from sinning, and the rest. The third category of intidhar is what we call intidhar wadhifi. Every worker has to maintain his work, has to work well by not sinning, by not corrupting, and the rest. In the due process, we shall be waiting in the right way Imam Muhammad Mahdi Ajalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif.